to a slice of unapologetic conversation. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Straight to Tape. My name is C. Perry II, the Mr. Fantastic of Podcasting's Fantastic Four. First, comedian, professional joke slanger, Tico de Gallo. What's good, Tico?
People talk about it. I live it all day, every day. Yesterday was a scary day. Boo!
The spook that's sat by the
By
door.
the door. You know what I'm saying? If you look at my shirt right here, you would happen to see that I'm still celebrating the halal of the weenie. When I turn the lights off, you should see some ghost goblins, and down here at the bottom, you know what I'm saying? I'm starting to get myself together right there. That's Scooby
Wait
Doo.
a minute. Did you say
That's
the halal of the
Of the
weenie?
weenie. Of the
You
weenie.
know
He said
what?
of the weenie.
the
Don't.
halal of the weenie. Exactly. I
That's
want to
racist.
make this. What you talking about? What you talking
Sure.
about? If they
Okay.
can make, if they what did they call it, Jesus wing or something like that? Then they call it like Jesus wings back a week
Nigga,
years ago.
I went looking for candy yesterday because I wasn't gonna hand out candy, and my son, who wasn't gonna be here, was like, "Mom, you gonna
Oh
hand candy
shit!
to
I
the
thought Rob
kids?"
was taken. Hold on.
So I went and looking for candy and could not find. I went to Target the day before yesterday,
Mhm,
completely cleared out the Halloween section and beginning to replace it with Christmas. Went
mhm.
to
Yeah.
Walgreens, same. CVS, same. Everything's gone. They had like a little table of some white chocolate. Who the fuck wants that, right? So go to good old IGA, Carly C's, and they had a nice, it's still a little table, but it was a nice selection of candy. And they had Jesus beans,
What the hell are Jesus beans?
little packs of jelly beans with little prayers on them for hallelujah. What is it? Hallelujah, hallelujah night instead of Halloween night.
Hmm. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you couldn't already tell, the first lady of S2T, the quintessential hip hop mom, Keisha with a Y. What's good, Key?
What's good, y'all? It's Keisha with a Y, aka Hip Hop Mom, aka your mom's favorite everything in your mom's favorite mom. Ain't that right?
Yeah. That's right.
Okay. All right.
That's right.
Okay.
Why'd I get scared all of a sudden? But anyway, and of course, our social media motherfucking assassin
Damn.
for the double deuce. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my man, Rob the Actual. Was good, Rob?
Yeah, man. The Eagles are undefeated. The Phillies are in the World Series. I'm ruggedly handsome. I mean, life is good right now. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, we up, bro. You know what I
And, and,
mean?
and what's this week, bro? What's this week?
What week is it? What you
Nigga, it's
talking about?
home. It's homecoming, bro. It's
Oh
homecoming.
yeah. Of
Yeah, it's home.
course, of course. That goes without saying.
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
I'm just talking about.
we
I'm just
don't
talking about.
forgot.
You know what I'm saying? We undefeated. We in the World Series. It's getting cold outside. Big boys is up. We up, bro. You know what I mean?
Wow. Look, ladies and gentlemen, look, we got a lot to talk about today with Straight to Tape. But you know something? Before we get into things, we do have a guest in the house with us. All right. I mean, you've seen him on the show before. It's been a while. We happy he's back. He's our podcasting brethren. He's family. He that cuzzo from up the way. All right. And he is also your mom's favorite Nigerian. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us from the In the Black podcast. Our man, Big
What up?
O, was up. What is
What's
up, my
going on,
man?
family? What's going
What's
on,
up,
family?
bro?
What's going on, family? I appreciate you guys taking the time out to let me be on the show, especially since Sister Keisha's saying that I stole her moniker, but I don't have any clue what she's talking about. So
Hey
just
man,
want to make sure there's no.
listen, bro. We glad you're here, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. If what
Hold
Keisha
up. Let
talking
me let me
about,
say
I'm
let me
stop.
say one thing real quick. I am enthused,
Oh,
excited, pleased, effervesced to be one of many dark skinned people on a podcast for once and not being outnumbered. So I just wanted to make sure that that is that I pointed it out this evening. So shout
Really?
out to all my.
Really? We
I
gonna
mean,
we,
No,
Yeah,
let
because
me tell you,
really
you
definitely.
know,
we gonna go there. I mean, you ain't been up
uh,
here in a minute, okay? And this is
I'm
where you want to go with it.
Oh
I'm
no,
Already.
nah, Perry.
Already.
Nah. He can have that one. Cause you just go ha ha kiki about your mom's favorite, and we couldn't wait to introduce him like that. No light skin. Let's continue on with this fucking show.
And and every time Bishop is on here, you know what I'm saying? You know, he got a little extra swag because another
Ooh, like
light
light
skinned nigga
skin
on
power and shit.
here. Light skinned.
gonna. I give him
No,
I give him a pass because he's a Jets fan. So I'm gonna let him ride for tonight. But I had to make sure to point it out.
Don't make me get on him about the Jets, bro.
You know.
That's
I'm
the
gonna
team, my
let him
guy.
live. I'm gonna let him live.
Leave that alone right now. Leave that alone
No
right
bull,
now.
no bull.
You know what I'm saying? But ladies
You
and
see how
gentlemen,
selective he's being. You see how selective he's being, Rob, and what he chooses to celebrate and what he chooses not to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
I'm
talking
happy.
about Perry?
I'm happy they 5-3.
well,
I
that's why I
mean,
don't date light skin.
It's
I
it's
mean,
been a minute since they've been 5
It's
and 3,
been a
my
minute.
guy.
Okay,
So I'm
and
extra.
See that right there?
and he
That
lost to
right
the
there, Keisha.
Patriots.
See that?
And he
Yeah,
lost to the
That's
Patriots.
called
I'm
hurt
deflection.
my
used to
heart.
Hey
that.
yo,
I'm
hey
used to that. So
check this
That's
out, bro.
That's called
What up?
deflection.
I
Keisha.
gotta catch O up. Bro, when the protest was happening a couple years ago and the Jets were completely ass, this
Yes.
nigga right here, Perry, he wasn't talking about football, bro. He was against the NFL. He's protesting the NFL, blackout, black out your profile picture and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because the Jets were trash.
Shady
Oh,
boots.
Now,
no, look,
Shady
now,
boots.
now
Cap
that
got
they're
his money.
above 500, bro, they got a winning record. Actually, now this dude all on Facebook,
I
JET.
know. I've been
Look,
seeing him. I've been seeing him.
And
I've
Cap
been
got
seeing
his
him.
Cap got his money. Oh well. So
Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. For a long time, Jets fans wanted to put a Safeway plastic bag over their head, hoping that they would pass out from lack of
Not
oxygen.
the
Why
And
not
wake up
the
when they,
Safeway.
Yeah.
yeah, and wake up finally when they wake up that they have a winning record. So listen, we've
Safeway?
buried it out.
Yep.
We are real fans over here, my guy.
That's what's up.
Not you
though.
not you fair weather Philly fans and shit. I know.
Don't do that.
All right.
Don't do that,
Yeah,
bro.
Okay, so I
We
don't
gonna
even watch.
we gonna
I don't
see how
even
much he
watch
talk.
sports.
We gonna see how
I
much
don't
he
even
talking
watch
once they
sports, and
lose
I
their first
know
game.
that of most teams, Philly fans are not fair weather.
Oh, they're
That-
horrible
that is
fans, but some of them are.
Oh,
fair weather.
they're terrible fans. They,
They
beat
are
up
the
other.
worst.
They beat up people.
we're
but they're not
assholes and we
fair weather.
fight.
Yeah,
Oh, facts.
They're
Facts.
not
The
fair
only people
weather
worse
at
than you
all.
guys are Pittsburgh fans.
Hey,
no,
no,
Pittsburgh and
no.
Cowboys.
No,
Pittsburgh and Cowboys. My bad.
Buffalo fans are some assholes too, yo, for real. Buffalo fans are some assholes too.
They're not
Okay?
as bad as Philly and
All right.
Pittsburgh fans.
They
My guy.
some ass. Then look, nobody is on the level of Philly fans. But you know something? I love Philly fans. Okay, what was it back in the day? You know, you brought like 8 batteries you can get into the game for half off. Yo, I can
Listen.
feel that, son. I can
Let me
feel
tell you
that.
something. Let me tell you something about Philly fans. We're the most assholish, meanest, like curmudgeonly, nicest people in the world. Like
Nah,
seriously.
Take off
Like
that
seriously.
last part.
No.
That
If
last
you go to
part.
Philly, man, Philly,
Take off that last
it's
part.
all love in Philly. Talk about it, Keisha. You was there for the picnic. You know what I'm saying?
I
It's
mean,
all
yeah,
love.
no, that's a whole different world. But if you are at their sports arena, we're talking about sports, Robert, not of everything else. It is the city of brotherly love
I
until
don't
you
know.
go
How did
to
they get that? How did you guys get that moniker?
a
Like, real
football,
talk.
basketball, or a baseball game. If you step into those arenas, you are just
I think it was a Catholic
mean,
priest who
possibly part of
Probably.
the body count.
Shut up, Tico.
Tico, shut up.
Shut up. Shut up. Okay.
You know
Yo, yeah. Look, nope.
We
Too
got
early.
lucky last week
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the topic.
Too
got
early,
lucky.
too early. But look, ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is? Straight to tape. You can catch us right here Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube, on Facebook Live, and on Twitch. Don't forget the audio version of Straight to Tape, which is powered by Acast. You can catch that on all of your favorite podcasting platforms. I'm talking Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Music straight to tape. Make sure you're following us on all of our social media platforms. That's Facebook, that's IG, and that's Twitter. Straight to tape. And make sure if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, S2T Media, make sure you do. Hit that notification bell, so you can be in tune with your favorite podcast. Day's been an interesting day. Y'all ready to get this thing? You ready to get this young started?
Yeah, for real. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for real.
I
You know
mean,
what I'm
for real,
saying?
yeah,
Straight up,
for real,
for real.
for real. Need the love over there. Need the love over there, especially. But now, ladies and gentlemen, you know how we start the show off. We like to start the show off talking about the topics, and things that have gone on, in the news over the past week.
Perry.
Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. It's the headline grab,
Figure that
y'all.
shit out, nigga.
It's
Figure
the
it out.
headline. Yeah. It's the headline grab, y'all. Okay. And on the real, I hate that this is the first headline that we got to deal with today. Okay.
Right.
But because it's not even 24 hours fresh, we do have to address it. Take off.
That's my baby's favorite Migos.
Member of the group Migos. Late last night was murdered in Houston, Texas. A couple of weeks ago, we did a show called Rappers Are in Danger.
Yes.
Okay. We did a show called Rappers Are in Danger and this was on the heels of the murder of PNB Rock. And not barely a month later, we have another major death in hip hop. So, and of course, it was when I woke up this morning and saw it, and I saw it was broke by TMZ. The members of the Migos, Quavo and Takeoff, were in Houston. They were at a private party at a bowling alley, shooting dice.
Shady.
And argument ensued. And from the last TMZ report we saw was an argument over basketball, that argument between Quavo and a person at the party. Quavo walked off, shots rang off, and unfortunately Takeoff caught those bullets.
Man. Yo, I'm trying to think of a conversation of any sport that I've had with any human and have gotten so upset that I would say, you know what? I would kill this motherfucker over a team that's not even my shit. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me. I mean, I get like being a fan and shit, and I get that, but it has to be more than just that, because I can't think of any freaking reason for someone to have an argument about sports to be like, you know what, dude, I'm gonna fucking kill you for
I'm
saying
about to
that
light
shit.
your ass up. Yeah, like yelling, screaming, fisticuffs.
Yeah, I've seen. You're
But
right.
there were it wasn't just like pew pew. There were like 10 shots fired.
10 shots fired.
Niggas are dumb. Just plain dumb.
Yo, man,
Dumb.
yo,
That's all it
getting,
is. This is just the senseless, stupid bullshit. Stupid.
I mean, yeah, it's nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's
There it
like
is.
I don't know. I mean, was it as simple as
right.
them arguing over sports, over basketball, or
Nope.
I
Now
mean,
dice,
I doubt it.
I've seen some heated
Yeah.
dice games. I've seen heated dice games. Now, if it was over some gambling, I I've seen cats get cut over shit and beat down over shit. So
What I'm saying, Tico, is I mean to cut you off. What I'm saying is like, so they may have been arguing over. They may have been talking about sports. They may have been arguing over that. I don't know, but there's all these levels of escalation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mhm,
Facts.
We
Mhm.
maybe we can blame it on they were talking about basketball ultimately, and it escalated, but the levels of escalation can sometimes remove what it
The
started out as.
plausibility of the
right,
reasoning, right?
right.
Right.
So here, let's
Like I
let's
said,
let's go back though. Let's go back because these younger cats continue to try to move out in the world like they're not fucking famous.
Right.
Like they don't live their lives on social media. Like motherfuckers don't know who they are and where they are. Like people, even a party at a bowling alley, not sure how much security they had. You're out in the world, like you guys three are out in the world like y'all aren't the fucking Migos.
Right.
You're out in the world parlaying with, unfortunately, there is a price of freedom that you pay if you want to stay alive and maintain all your limbs and your digits when you become famous. You can't move out in the streets like you used to move out in the streets. At this point in your career, in your life, you don't have anything else to prove to the streets. And I feel like there's this need, and this need was created by hip hop because that's the basis upon which hip hop was created, right? Street cred, one of the things.
Right.
But you feel like the need to like continue in education, your street cred, and continue to go out there and deal with people that on a level where, not to say any of them is better, but there are people plotting against you on a regular basis because
mhm,
you are who you are.
regularly.
Regularly
Mm.
Constant.
tracking your movements. And the nigga network is going. Y'all won't just at that bowling alley. Anybody who was after you that was in the vicinity knew your ass was there. Out of all those people, somebody, one of those ne'er do wells, had access to where you were, an invite to the party, or knew someone who could get them in the back door. That's how these niggas got to start thinking. And stay the fuck home or stay to yourselves in safe spaces. That was not a safe space to begin with,
It's
in
not a
spite
safe.
of
It's not a safe space if everybody's allowed to carry their piece.
Mm.
exactly.
I mean, you know what I'm saying. I mean, you know
Like
what I'm saying.
y'all don't know
I
them.
mean,
I don't know these
you're in
people.
a. I mean, you're in a. You're in a space, right? You know what I'm saying. And drinking is going to be involved. You know what I'm saying. Gambling is going to be involved. You know what I'm saying. That's not saying what I'm saying. You're not allowed to have your shit on you, but I'm just screaming that. You know what I'm saying. Let's take that out of the equation, right?
Hmm.
You know, I mean, let's just be real, right? Motherfuckers just don't want to take ass whippings no more.
Right.
And that's
Mhm.
just it. Nobody want because everybody has cameras now. Nobody wants to sit here and pull a camera out and see that you're getting your motherfucking ass beat. But you know what's about good about getting your ass beat? You can eat your mama's motherfucking Thanksgiving dinner next year.
Yep.
You
Yep.
feel what I'm screaming?
Absolutely.
You get older, that shit don't mean nothing. You just get
Yep.
wiser with that shit. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Mhm.
Yep.
So I cats
Well,
just
shit, you got the money. Learn how to fucking fight.
Hey yo, hey oh, what's your take on this, man? What's your initial thoughts on this whole thing, bro?
I want to push back a little bit on what Keisha said, and not in a disrespectful way, but I want us to take a step back. Earlier today, I had the same inclination that she had. Was that why are these cats, these young cats, going back into the hood to try and gain or keep some level of street credibility? And I don't think that that's necessarily the case. That might be part of it, right? But we live in a social media driven era right now that their presence, by its very nature, posting where they are, telling people how they're moving, showing people how they spend their money, is part of their brand. bringing people into their life and their lifestyle is part of their brand. It's how they make their money. So we got to ask ourselves, or these rappers have to ask themselves, is their brand worth their life?
Good
I
question.
Right?
I
Is
don't
their
know.
brand ultimately worth their life, that you say, okay, you got to be out in the streets playing dice with guys that you more than likely, I assume, that they don't know, right? That something like this can pop off. Secondly, I think another part of it is that this wasn't a deal about it wasn't a conversation necessarily, like a dispute over a basketball game or whatever. I don't mean to take it back to something that's necessarily so trivial, but it's back like when that whole Popeye's chicken sandwich came out. We heard about the people getting stabbed and people getting shot while waiting in line. Niggas wasn't dying over the chicken sandwich. They was dying over disrespect.
Yeah.
Right.
And in
Yeah.
this instance, once again, it comes across as though young black men failing to have the ability to talk things out, or not being able to
De-escalation.
take critique, or not being able to read the situation, or whatever the case is ultimately, in my estimation, what led to him getting killed. So
Right.
those are the two things that I've been thinking about as the news has been breaking. I didn't know that there were that many shots that rang off. I think I heard earlier the primary police officer on the investigation was giving a recounting of what he's been told so far. Now, how the news has changed since then, I don't know, but I didn't hear about all those shots being rung out. I thought that's wild to me.
And that's what I, and
Blowing
that's
away.
that. I mean, it's one thing that I'm trying to dig into is, it is to the more information. All right. We're not even 24 hours away from this happening. So more is, we're going to learn more. All right. I mean, we've seen photos. I mean, TMZ posted
That's been the worst part,
Yeah,
man. That's
exactly.
been the worst part.
TMZ
The photos and the
posted the
videos, man.
photos there. Okay. And,
Yeah, the photos and the videos.
and the one thing that especially when you bring up respect, and especially when you bring up street cred, okay?
Mhm.
This is Houston. This is Jay Prince's, this is Jay Prince's domain. Okay. For those that don't know, Prince, the creator of Rap A Lot Records, okay, the diffuser of a lot of the hip hop beefs that have gone down over the past 15 years. Okay. He was the one that got in the middle of the Pusha T Drake beef. All right.
Man,
He was there, and he was there, when that happened. And Jay Prince's reputation has been deep in the street since the late 80s.
Twitter
of
said
course, of
Twitter
course.
said that he be setting people up.
Look,
Who, Jay
And
Prince be setting people
Jay,
up?
Jay Prince, yeah. I'm not gonna speak
look,
on
man.
that. I'm not
Look,
gonna
I
speak
ain't
on
gonna go
it.
that, but
It
look,
doesn't make
listen,
a whole lot of
Yeah,
sense to me
rumors,
unless
it
he
doesn't.
works for the Illuminati, but yeah, that's
look
what
here,
the
man.
Twitter
Look here,
said.
man. I'm gonna tell you what's needed. Another motherfucking damn We Are the World album or some shit. Some other whatever that shit is. We Are the Same Gang.
We
Whatever
all
the
in the
fuck
same
that's
gang.
whatever fucking
Self-destruction.
album that shit is,
Self-destruction.
nigga.
Yep.
We
Destruction.
Yeah,
are all
self-destruction.
in
Yeah.
the
We need,
same
you know what I'm saying?
world,
We need
Human
self-destructing.
we
education
need
against
that shit, man,
lies.
like for real, for
Mhm.
real. I mean, like for real, for real. I mean, we don't have those type of outlets. Cats come out, you know what I'm saying, spit some shit on some positive shit. I know
But
cats want to
Right.
sit here.
Tico, let's be real though. Let's be real. I mean, look. Those were great mashups and team up songs back in the day, but they ain't stop. It didn't stop shit. It didn't stop
Listen,
shit.
let
It
me. Yes, it
stopped
did.
nothing.
It did. Because when the NWA was in the studio, nobody's was getting shot with AKAs. When motherfucking damn, you know what I'm saying? When these niggas
AK-47s,
was
bro.
rapping in the studios,
This nigga said
nobody was out
AK.
there gang banging and shit.
You
Motherfuckers
shooting
was in the studio doing their
the
shit.
You
And
shooting
so
people with
while
pink and
don't
green
get it,
bullets, bro.
don't get it
Ronnie sisters
twisted.
coming in
Yo,
chewing
I'm
their
glad you
green
corrected
bud.
that, bro.
Rob,
You shooting people with pearls and shit, bro.
Thank
Is that
you,
Yes,
thank you,
exactly,
thank you.
exactly.
Ivy
Don't get it
leaves and shit,
twisted.
nigga?
While 357 was out there in the studio, they could have been out there easily beating bitches' asses on a regular like they usually do, but they did not because
That
Hammer
makes me so
said
tired.
you can't touch it.
Tico
Uh oh.
shooting niggas
Uh
with
oh.
pink and green sweaters and shit.
Exactly.
Well, let me ask you guys a question, man. Why do you think that we, as maybe not we, because we're all in relatively the same age group,
We're all in the same gang.
Yeah.
We're all relatively in the same age group. I think it's a it may be a youthful thing, but why do you think that it's so important outside of the branding that we've talked about? I'm talking about like regular folks, that there is such a desire, such a need to go back into the community. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, I know I bust my ass to make what I make. And there is no reason for me to physically have to be back in the hood to represent for anybody. Nobody wants to be in the hood.
I'll let y'all
Right.
answer because I didn't.
Why
come
you
from the
working?
hood.
Why you working it? Why you working your ass off and doing what the hustle, so to speak, only to go back to what you've been trying to escape?
Well, like
Now,
you said, for them it's branding, but regular old people, I don't know if regular old people have the same problem because they go where they have family and friends. These
Mhm.
dudes are just out in Houston, just chilling out in the streets with
I
no.
think Barza Benjamin has it on the head too. There's a mentality to it.
True,
There's a
that's
there
true
is a
too.
Very true.
there is
Very
a what do you want to call it? A conditioning that happens
You can
when you.
take the brother out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of the brother.
But I think that that's also because we've all,
That sounds like a
communally as Black people, we've always been very
That
socialized to
shit's
be
on the
communal,
PBS as hell.
right? To be very communal, right? That
Right.
Mhm.
as all of us, if one of us succeed, all of us need to succeed, pulling people
Right.
up and all that other stuff. But at
Well,
the same,
we
I think
often
you can
talk
do that
about
without having to go back into the community, right?
the
Now, a lot of
collective
people
Black
do that
consciousness.
without going back to, a lot of
I
people
just
do it without
You say that.
going
You
back.
say that to the
and
Um,
motherfuckers. You say that to the motherfuckers that's out, but the motherfuckers that's still in there, them the motherfuckers that's hurt, them the motherfuckers that had all the shit. Look here, man. It's like as we get older, you know, when I was young, my mom, I didn't know we were poor because my mom would do shit to hide that we were fucking broke. If the lights were out, she'd be like, you know what? Tonight we camping out in the living room. You know
dance
what I'm
party.
saying? We have tents out. We motherfucking
Got
make
the
fucking
candles out and
forts.
all that.
We
I
got
get it,
candles
man.
out. We got forts and shit. We eating motherfucking Vienna sausages and shit. Like we
If the
motherfucking
water
them
went
like this
off,
bitch. Exactly. The
daddy just
water
go
went
turn it
out.
back off. Go turn
Exactly.
it back on.
Exactly. We had the whole thing. It was a fun thing. Hey, go cut the water on, Tico. It's like 6, 7:30. Cut the water on. Everybody go take a shower real quick. You got the metal pipe, cut the water back off. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. It was I didn't know that we was poor like that. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't make it seem like that. But I did understand her leveling up and trying to get out of a situation she wasn't happy with, especially with a kid, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she always tried to level up and try to get us, what I'm saying, get me to see other shit and to do other shit. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that don't have that, you know? And it's it's just amazing that all you have to do is give people the opportunity and to do things. When you stop giving people the opportunity, then all they know is what they know, and that they continue to
Right.
do the same
What they're
thing that they
exposed
continue
to.
to do.
Hmm.
Right?
But for these guys, I don't
Right.
think that was it at all, y'all. I think they did just make bad choices. I think this is a bad choice.
It's a
And like
bad
we
it's a
like
bad
we were
choice,
saying
B. You're right.
on the Rappers Are in Danger episode, like those A&R people that kind of help guide artists and help them make the best choices possible. Not possible as in the best choices possible, but within the circumstance, knowing the person, help to guide these young artists, new artists, and help them say, hey, y'all, this probably ain't the best choice. But you got their manager and then their friends and the rest of their fucking entourage. Hey, there's a party at a bowling alley. Y'all want to go? Sure, we'll go.
Private joint, right?
When a guiding light type of person would have been like, hey, we ain't in our town. This is not our set. These are not our people. Like, look at this long list of motherfuckers that just did the same thing that we're attempting to do now, who are no longer here. And y'all probably got more money than most of the last 3 or 4 that were murdered in this very same fucking circumstance. Let's not do this.
So Keisha, it the idea of an A&R representative,
Right.
artist and repertoire. I guess, like I said, the idea of managing the artists and guiding them, that seems nice, but how do we know that a lot of those A&Rs weren't with the shits too, and
Well,
that they,
that's true. That's
you
true. But the
understand
way
what I'm
y'all
saying?
explained it was that these people were with the label. They were responsible for
Who
maintaining this human capital, which is what the fuck these artists
who
are.
albums sell more? When you get shot, don't your album sales go up?
Shot
When you go to
but
jail,
killed is a
when
different
you're in jail,
story.
I'm just screaming. I'm just
Uh,
screaming. I mean,
I'm
death.
just,
I
I'm
mean,
just.
it comes right, but I feel you, Rob. I feel you. Like
I
you know
think
what I'm
those
saying?
A&Rs don't really hold anything against it,
They
man,
don't hold. They don't
because
hold.
I mean,
because
they don't
it goes
anymore.
against the well, even if
But
you want
back
to
in
talk
the.
about the A&Rs, we're talking about
Right.
the manager, the record labels in itself.
mhm.
Mhm.
They don't really hold anything because it goes against their self-interest, right?
It should.
There's a saying that says bad exposure is better than no exposure,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So they want to see their artists, quote unquote, get into these messes because it puts their name out there. It gets them more clout. It
I
allows them to
mean,
get the more hits and all that other stuff. Cause
Well,
I
I don't
mean,
know,
yeah,
man. I'm gonna have to talk
it
to Coach
should
K about that, yo.
it should interest them to. It should interest them. Like I said, the idea of it, uh, it should interest them to keep these artists away from that and actually guide them correctly. It should, but like I said, some of these managers and A&Rs came from the same backgrounds
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
came up
Yeah.
at the same
Absolutely.
time
I'll give you
as
Yeah.
that.
these
Yep.
artists, and they with the
And,
shits too.
They want to go to the bowling alley too.
Right.
and just the position of alone, as we discussed before, the position alone of A&R has shifted drastically over the years based on the model of the artist shifting, especially with what the artist is what the artist is bringing to bringing to the label now. It's
Mhm.
not about development. It's not about development. It's
Oh,
about
let's hold up.
it's
I'm
about
sorry,
building
man.
on
Let's
the
let's
numbers
let's
that
try
you
and
already
correct it a
have.
little bit
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's try and correct it a little bit. I think that we have, maybe because of our age, we're looking at it through
Mm-hmm.
a small lens, because a lot of these artists, especially the ones that have passed away as of recently, most of them were independent artists. So there's
Yeah,
no
they were
real
already
Right.
management
developed
and
That's
artists.
A&R
my
and all that
point.
other
Right.
stuff.
Yeah,
You see
Artists
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
is. Artists
yeah.
is.
And that's my point. They are bringing numbers to the deal
Yeah,
before the deal is signed.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so it's different. It's different from going out there, finding an artist and molding an artist and creating that artist to bring those numbers.
Facts.
They don't have to
Okay.
Okay,
have the skills to mold raw
exactly,
talent.
Yeah.
exactly.
So
Yeah,
let me
I
hit
get it.
let me hit y'all with another angle. So the discussion that I've seen on social media has been whether or not to blame hip hop as a culture and as a whole, right? And I hear your exasperation, Keisha, and I'm not saying that it's wrong, and I'm not saying that the idea that to blame hip hop is correct. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, where are we in the discussion? Like there's logic on both sides. Honestly, there's logic on both
I
sides.
agree, but if
Why
there's
do you say
logic
that?
today, then there's been logic since the inception of the art, of the culture.
And actually, even going back before that, street shit has been in music, and you can take that all the way back. You can take that all the way back to Motown. You can take that all the way back to Stax. Okay, street shit and art have been hand in hand in some form of fashion since the
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
beginning
yeah, yeah, yeah.
of the record
Do y'all
industry.
even really know the real MC Hammer, yo? Do y'all even really
Yeah,
know
he was a thug,
Straight
what he
gangster.
but
did
Mhm.
or
but
who he was?
I
Like,
think the people that are saying that hip hop, rap music, that is the cause of him getting shot. That's a very,
That's
very
not. Yeah,
superficial
that's
way
superficial
of
joint.
even
Right. I'm
thinking
with you.
thinking
Right.
about it.
I'm with you.
those are
Very, very
baseline
top level
people who only
very,
listen
very
to the
top level
radio
argument.
on the way to
He's
work
just an
and way home.
entertainer that
That's
happened to
his
get. He's
that's
just an
my
entertainer that
thinking. That's
just
as far
happened
as
to
it
just
goes.
get to,
Happen to be a
to
hip
be
hop
in a
artist.
bad
If you
situation.
There's so many other things that we can say that cause this issue.
Right.
Youth, poverty, male what do you want to call it? Male fragility, toxic masculinity, all of these things. If you
All
really
of
want to
that.
have an
Right.
in-depth
got you.
conversation about what causes, there's so many varying things. But to blame
Mhm.
hip hop music on it, it's not
Yeah.
like one of those situations where he's like in
Because
court, like one of these other
right.
folks, and they're like using his lyrics against him. No, this was a street incident. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So people
Yeah.
Yeah.
saying that it's hip hop,
Absolutely.
nah, dog. I don't buy that
But
one
this
bit.
is but this is another thing. But this is this is another thing for the masses to have as ammunition towards hip hop, towards how detrimental it could be on how, you know what I'm saying? All it's showing is the same shit that Jay-Z said. You might be a motherfucker that fuck around with get a Lexus coupe. When you white folks see you still a what? A nigga in a
Yes.
fucking Lexus coupe.
That
No
was
matter whoever.
Yay that
Yeah, I'm
said
so
that.
sorry. So so I'm just so I'm saying what I say that to say this is like whatever the fuck you doing, even these motherfucking damn reality shows. They showing you that no matter how much money you got, you gonna still be a bitch ass motherfucker. You gonna still act like a nigga. You still gonna throw water. You still gonna be loud. You still gonna do what you gotta do, no matter
Mhm.
what we do for you. No
Mhm.
matter how much loot you gonna be, how
And
much money
what's
you got.
such a quandary about that, Tico, is that the people that are moving all of
Quandary.
these
I love it.
pieces are they love the shit. It's like
Yeah,
do,
yeah.
they know that they know that they can't take it from us. Like they've done so many things historically and make it their own and it be as popular and as lucrative as it is now. So it's like these pieces are moving in media and in imaging and in marketing, which they control to
Interesting.
keep
That's
it
why I bring the point up.
to keep it fringe, but they know they can't do it like we do it, right? But they throw fuel on the fire or
Just
make
enough to get that urban,
insinuation, right? Make
just enough to get that
insinuations in the
urban oomph on
media,
it.
and
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
shit takes off not only through the others, but it takes off through us too. Like it is hurtful to see people that grew up with me in the golden era of hip hop try to blame an art for what, like, were y'all not there with C. Dolores Tucker? Were y'all not in the same did y'all not see the things I saw growing up
What was the golden era of hip hop?
between like 88 and 2001 2?
Hmm.
Like, did y'all not see that? Were y'all not there?
Hmm.
So there's so many and a lot of,
There are compelling arguments all
All
over this
over.
discussion. It's
that is
compelling
not, to
arguments
me,
on
that's
both
not a
sides.
compelling argument though. That's a cop out argument for someone who knows nothing and chooses not to dig deeper into the art.
Hmm.
We've always known since the 80s that what was presented as the face of hip hop is not what's in hip hop's heart and soul. We've
Well,
known that. It
even outside of
continues.
that though, right? Even outside of that
Um,
though, right? I've never heard anyone, maybe you guys have, but I've never heard anyone blame rock and roll for the
Ever.
countless suicides, overdoses, addictions, any of that. Never once heard that.
Punk.
Only
All it comes back to is that, well, you know how it is. They're entertainers. Those are the things that entertainers get into. Not once have I ever heard someone say rock and roll is responsible for Kurt Cobain or
now
responsible for name the artist. But
only
every single time something like this happens, it's always, well, we got to have this debate about whether or not it's hip hop. And then, like Isha was saying, we as black people, unfortunately, we jump right into that conversation and we fuel it and we lift it up, and it gives validity to the folks that are already starting to say it's like, well, these niggas know what time it is too.
Oh, the only time that rock and roll was ever blamed for anything, and for any rock and roll fans that we got out here, check me, okay? Only time rock and roll was ever blamed for anything was when it came to stampedes and festivals and festival seating and people getting killed trying to rush the stage. It's the only time that rock and roll has
Which rock and roll you talking about?
well,
You talking
actually,
about Chuck
it,
Berry and all them niggas?
well, I'll say this actually, and I'm glad. Look, I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, because I was talking about it from a from a '70s perspective. With tragedies that happen in places like Cincinnati. Okay, but then you can take it. You can take it back to the '50s to the to the to the start of the rock and roll age when it was it was blamed for being being at that time the devil's music.
Devil's
Okay,
music.
but now it's a
That was
big gap from 1958 to 1979. So
Hmm.
true that. True that.
So yeah, I mean, we can argue about whether or not it's a cop out argument or whatever. Like I said, people are making compelling uh, cases for just where this stuff lies. I mean, like I said, y'all could be mad at me all you want to, but one of the reasons I just brought the point up, like I said, I want to look at it from a bunch of different angles. So one of my homies, Corey Cut Taylor, he made this post, and I want y'all to dissect it. He said, "This is what happens when the culture manifests the words that were wrapped over the airways in exchange for a bag. I'm gonna fuck this bitch. I'm gonna kill this nigga becomes part of the reality. We have the power to change the reality in two ways. Stop supporting it so they can stop producing it. It's a matter of life and death." Dissect it.
So here's the thing about that. I like to listen to songs about doing things that I'm necessarily not going to do. Just like I like to watch movies about people with white hair who get to ride dragons. It's entertainment. And where the disconnect is that
stop it, oh, stop it.
again, black people have this collective consciousness that we really need to let go. That's why white people don't have that. That's why you don't
Mm,
hear these stories about
mhm.
blaming rock and roll for something that John did during a concert, right? Because white people do not have this collective consciousness. There's a difference between being a community and making sure your community is okay versus feeling and moving as if what Sam does over here is going to directly impact what I'm doing over here. Unfortunately, fortunately, that's not the case. So, this is why we can't view this art the same as we view all of the many shows that you watch on streaming platforms and somebody can get their arm lopped off and it's a fucking PG-13 movie. It's art.
We
Someone
understand
writes
that.
it. Yeah, someone writes it. Someone produces it. It can be fantasy. It can be based on reality. It can be true. It's art. And I just we've been having this same conversation for 25 years that I remember. Why can't we separate art from why can't hip hop be placed where the rest of the art is?
Because it's
Up on
directly
up
tied
on
to
the
black
wall.
people.
I
It's directly
see.
tied to black
No,
people.
because it
I
was.
don't like to simplify it like that. I really
I
don't.
can't do that. You're right,
I
Rob.
think that's oversimplifying this thing, because as we just saw, somebody said CC Adams said life and death is in the power of the tongue. Do we disagree that music is not uh a very powerful art?
That
We've
it's
had this
not.
discussion on this show
Word.
before that
That
Yeah,
on
it's
it
not.
is.
like movies and stuff like that, it's different. It's like
I think that depends on who you are, though. It
mm,
is all. I mean, it
With
is.
me,
And with movies, it gives you a visual. Like
you,
I don't. I prefer music over movies, but I don't think that. I think we give it the power, and that's my whole point. We give it that power as opposed
exactly.
to stepping back and understanding that it is art and it's a portrayal of something and it doesn't necessarily make it true to life.
But see,
It
this
doesn't
is
necessarily
I've
have
never
make it.
lived
It doesn't
exactly.
have to be true to your life. And hip hop is always, I guess that's because of its inception and the whole keep it real, keep it real type thing. But we all know that we know now that most of the motherfuckers who would, a lot of them had ghostwriters. They won't even writing their own shit. We
And
know
back in
that
those
now.
days, Key, I had a color TV so I can see the Knicks play basketball. Them niggas was in the projects.
You ain't had no color TV.
Niggas motherfucker was always boasting. Niggas was boasting. Niggas had
Right.
always been
So I
boasting.
think
but
it's
it
the whole keep it real thing that's really got black people fucked up. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? However, it's still art. It belongs where art belongs, in your
and I
heart
don't want
and in your mind
and I
and in the
don't want
world.
to I don't want to I don't want to oversimplify it, but I don't want to
Right.
also I also don't want to get spooky deep, but it's really definitely
deep.
deeper than that.
Yeah, it's
It's
way
it's
deep.
it's a lot deeper than
We
that.
just
And
I
I'm
we
not
mean,
just
going
it
right.
I
it's a
understand what you're
whole other
saying.
show,
It
and I don't want to
is
get
deeper
Yeah,
spooky
than
it's a
deep.
that.
whole different show. It's
It
It's
is.
frequencies
super
and all
deep.
types of shit. It's
But my
frequencies and all
point
types of shit.
is because it is why we are where we are. That's it. I believe you. I agree with you, but I don't necessarily agree with the circumstance of it. And I do definitely think that because it is like you say it is, and we hold it in that black collective consciousness, that is why we're in the fucking state that we're in.
Let me just add real quick. Um, and trust me, I understand the post. Okay, and I definitely understand that. Definitely understand the mindset coming from the post. Okay, but I also look at it this way as well, and it's kind of taking it back to something I said 20 minutes ago. Um, even if you take the even if you take the misogynistic lyrics out, even if you take the gunplay lyrics out, okay, as long as even you take the drug induced portion of the lyrics out, as long as what's around and in your circle.
Then you
Fuck,
got
what's
what's the
that?
name album? Who
Hold on,
album
let
was
me
that?
hold, hold,
Who
hold,
album
hold,
was
let me
that?
finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish.
You got ad libs.
Once you bring the streets in it and around it, it's still gonna happen, regardless of what the topic is.
Crime gonna be crime. It's always
Thank
been
you.
here. It was been here. It was here in the fucking
Okay,
roaring
I want to
20s.
ask. I want to ask Rob a quick question. Then, hip hop is the most heavily exported music probably on the face of the earth right now. Every continent you can
Talk
go
to this
to
man. Talk to this
has
man.
hip hop music.
I was gonna go to the
How come
bathroom.
it's
I gotta wait.
these? You're not going to tell me that this type of stuff doesn't happen in other communities, but why is it that black people are always being held accountable for what quote unquote hip hop does? And everybody has hip hop music. Me personally, I think that because we have we black people have always had this, have never really been allowed in the United States to be an individual. We've always been held by the
A
collective.
collective.
So we punish the collective for the individual. And then we also have to critique the collective when we see situations like this happen. And it's unfortunate because this is an incident within itself that should not be tied to hip hop music. But because it's black created, all of us have to answer the question, why is hip hop like this? Why is the black community so closely tied to hip hop that allows these sorts of things to happen in our community? Mind you, people in France are listening to hip hop music. People in China are listening to hip hop music. People in Russia are listening to hip hop music. And we're not necessarily having these discussions around a broader
Globally.
situation. We're having this
Mhm.
conversation about how it affects the black community.
In the
You see what I'm
US.
saying?
Right.
Mhm.
I just watched Kendrick's show in France last weekend, maybe.
Yeah,
Packed
on
out.
Amazon, right?
Yeah. Packed out in France. Everybody knew all the
All the
words.
lyrics. Yep.
All of them. All of the lyrics. But these kind of conversations that I've never heard of a hip hop killing in France, except for those two guys. Like there's one in Dubai and one when we went over the list when we had the show. But they don't they don't have this phenomena. Do
So
do 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 do.
excuse me. Good gracious, it's cold, man. So I'm not saying what you're I'm not discrediting in any way what you're saying. Oh, what but let me ask you guys this. Uh so I'm and it's kind of where this, like I said, I'm really trying not to go, what I'm saying, full on spooky deep with y'all.
Let's go
But
spooky deep.
nah, I'm not. It's a whole other show. But it's almost like when people start, like when there's like a war situation where there's somebody that's going to profit on both sides of the conflict, right?
Straddling that fence, right?
That middleman
Straddling the
that's
fence.
that middleman that's selling weapons to the insurgents and they're selling weapons to the government that the
Mm-hmm.
insurgents are against.
Mm-hmm.
So you could somebody's going to blame the culture, but somebody's also going to control it through distribution and all that type of stuff to keep it going. Why
Yeah.
is it that there is so much of the type of hip hop that's I'm gonna fuck this bitch, I'm gonna kill this nigga, I got all this money coming out my ass, you know what I'm saying, I'm flossing this, I'm flossing that, but you really have to go like on YouTube and all these specialized
Oh,
mediums
you
to
definitely have to
find
dig for the not
for
that
for the
stuff.
not for the conscious music.
But
It's not a
it's
whole lot
been
of that
like
out
that
there.
always. It's been
Because
like
It
that
has
always.
not been like that always. It has not. We used to
It's
be able to
actually
turn on MTV and BET and see that shit when we got out of school.
yeah, and
I'm
that
talking
flipped
about the
in
conscious stuff.
but that flipped in 1996, bro. That flipped in
But what I'm
1995,
saying is it existed.
1996. Yeah, no,
Be-
There was a
exactly.
balance. There was a
Yeah,
balance.
it's a balance.
Saying there was a balance.
I don't
I
know,
can listen to
y'all.
Public Enemy at the same
You
time,
see
and
that
No,
that's
the
how
no,
next
it
time I can
no,
happened.
listen to Luke.
no,
You
You're
know what I'm
saying you
saying?
don't
yeah,
know,
Face
but
down
that's
ass.
exactly how
yeah.
it happened.
No, you're right about that. There was,
This is
I mean,
traceable fact,
yeah,
yo.
yeah, there was clearly a balance. Okay, but yeah, that balance happened. And I always say it.
So,
That balance happened 95. 95,
What
90, 96 when the blueprint to make money and keep it going was established.
Hmm.
Let me ask you this,
well, let's
though.
let's go
Let me
ahead,
ask you
Paul.
this. So it says that hip hop's supposed to imitate, you know what I'm saying, what's really real, what's going
Okay,
on in the
yeah,
hood,
imitate life,
right?
imitation art.
You
mhm.
know, I grew up in the hood. I had good times. I remember the frozen cup lady. I remember the candy lady. You know what I mean? I remember going on Wednesdays to go swimming at the community pool. You know what I'm saying? You mean to tell me since you came out your mama, life been so fucking bad? You know what I mean? And even the cats that I know that was doing shit, that was selling shit, I know these cats now. The smart ones, they're no longer doing that. They did that to get up out of the shit. You feel me? That's what it's about. These motherfuckers got this. They got this game plan. Like, hey, let me fucking ball out like a fucking rock star. But you ain't really balling out like a fucking rock star. Cause if you notice, fucking Mick Jagger, that nigga still living. I mean, I don't know now. You know Mick Jagger still living? No, Mick
Yeah,
Jagger
Mick
still
Yes,
living.
Jagger
Yeah,
Mick
still
Jagger
yes,
still
he's
living.
still
Mick
Yeah,
Jagger.
he's
Mick
still
Jagger
he's
still
still
he
living.
was
alive.
just
You know what I'm saying?
he was just touring like a year ago.
You know what I'm
So yeah.
saying? Niggas from Kiss, them niggas still out here eating. You know what I'm saying? You're not living like a rock star. You know what I'm saying? You got this shit mixed up. Like I'm gonna go and deal my shit, but then I'm gonna still do this type. It's amazing. Like hood shit. You might as well put that in the motherfucking damn category of a black cat and all that fucking unlucky shit, man.
Well, real talk, man. I think I dig what Rob is saying, and don't I don't refute the fact that this conversation is probably a lot more intellectually
Yeah.
stimulating than we're leading on to, right?
Right.
But
Exactly.
we're talking about hip hop music, and hip hop music is still relatively in its infancy stage, man. The conscious music we were talking about early during the early '80s, rap was still in its infancy stage. Now we see that what is I won't say what is necessarily marketable, but art people live through fantasy, right? So
Mhm.
these are the things that people gravitate to. It's one of the reasons why we have this image of what black people are, quote unquote, whether it's deliberate or not. And I dig your
Mhm.
point. But this
Mhm.
is what is being sold across the world. But it's because it is fantasy and people live through that fantasy. I think the question becomes, why is that fantasy, quote unquote, affecting the black community, but other ears that are hearing it, it's not affecting them the same way?
It's
Right.
They're not
engineered.
live,
It's
and you can't tell
engineered.
me that they're not living through poverty. They're not living through all of these things that we live through here.
It's engineered that way, bro. I'm a firm believer in that. I
Engineered
just am.
specifically to affect black people in the United States versus anyone else across the globe that hears the music.
To anybody
It
that
very
wants to
well could
listen.
be.
It's the same movie. It's the same situation from Birth of a Nation. These motherfuckers made a fictional movie about what it happens if blacks were freed. They wind up being in the White House, eating chicken with the motherfucking shoes on, chasing white women,
Cause
and motherfucking start
hysteria.
calling all types of fucking bullshit. That
Mhm.
shit
Hmm.
scared the shit out of fucking white folks back
Yep.
in the day. And the Ku Klux Klan rised up fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It rise to the highest it has
It
ever
caused.
been
Yep.
because of
Like
that
Deveron
because of that
said,
shit. Right.
there is a specific set of circumstances that exist in the United States that does not exist anywhere else in the world.
In the world. And that's what they
Because
see.
of that, that is why this same music at the same fucking frequency, with the same lyrics, affects our circumstances and doesn't affect poor people in France or poor people in China, because
Exactly.
the environment is different. And we all know, you take the same plant and you grow it in different four different environments, you're going to get four different results.
This is a deeper
And
conversation. This is a
and
But
it's
see,
very
check
crazy
deep
this
and it's
out. But
crazy.
see,
It's
check this out. But
crazy. But
if you go to China, they're still breakdancing and shit. So that, they appreciate hip hop in its,
but at the same token,
at
China,
its
but in China, in Japan, and
foundation.
Asia, but in Asian, in them Asian countries, their black people are still black faced.
Mm.
Right. They don't even like black people in China.
I
Well,
mean, you know what
even
I'm saying?
us.
So
Okay,
And,
let's
and that,
exclude places. Let's exclude
All right,
places that don't
hold on
have
for a
black
second.
people because
Hold on for a second. Let me just reset, man. We had a whole show planned for y'all, but we led off with our no, it's no, seriously,
yeah, right, right,
for the
right, right. We
benefit of
did, we
anybody
did,
that
we
just
did.
joined us. We had a whole show planned, but you can see the crawler right there. Takeoff murdered in Houston. It was breaking news. We didn't intend for Takeoff to get murdered in Houston and for us to be talking about this thing and this conversation evolving like it is, but it is what it is. So bear with us. Thank y'all for rocking out with Straight to Tape.
Most
Again,
and
definitely.
you know what I'm saying?
and actually, and before O gets to his point, because I think I know where he's going and I like where he's going. Wait a minute, I just said like, if you have not already, make sure you hit the like button. Okay,
Yeah, please
make
do.
sure you show some love for the show and the content that we are providing you this evening. Now, continue, my brother.
yeah. So like I was saying, I think exclude all those places that don't have black people.
Okay.
There are black people in France. There are black people in the UK. There are black people in Ireland. Wherever you go to, there's black people. So there's still a level one of profound poverty in those black communities, and
Mhm.
two, a level of racism that I would say is almost overwhelmingly more harsh in instances than here in the United States.
Yep.
But still, it's not a breeding ground for the foolishness that we see here. So I'm trying to make the correlation. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
how do you say that hip hop music doesn't affect these same black people in these same impoverished and race based situations the same way that it affects black people here? Are you saying that it's specifically targeted to black Americans? And I don't think that we got that answer.
I think he's thinking like the force feeding of Black America of the whole Now don't get it twisted, okay? I love conscious joints. You know, I can listen to Poor Righteous Teachers. You know what I'm saying? But right after I finish listening to Poor Righteous Teachers, you know, I would throw some Luke on, face down, ass up. You know what I'm saying? Because
The
that's
ratchet
the type,
tree. The ratchet tree.
right. You feel me?
Let's
Because
do that fantasy,
That's my
man.
word.
because
Ratchet.
that's the
Stop.
type of shit that you know what I'm saying I was into, right? So then I can also go around with the whole shit. I like Project Pat. I like 8 Ball MJG. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a I'm not a drug dealer nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm not so I'm not on the block like that. But I know cats that were doing that. I know dudes that was like that. But I could feel it. I felt it like, okay, I hear you. I love it. I like it. But I knew at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I was going home and punching the code to my security lock to get in, you know what I'm saying? To
Right.
my house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So,
But what
it's
about
like that.
you? Because you grew up in Chavis Heights. What
Right.
about you? What about you makes you different in that thought process than the niggas that shot the little boy the other day, yesterday? Like
None.
what
None. Because when I was young like that, I thought that that shit because okay, first of all, I'm from North Carolina. So when I heard NWA and I heard cats talking about, you know what I'm saying, rolling on cats and drive-bys and shit, I'm like, what the fuck is that? You
don't
know what
bring
I'm
that shit
saying?
here.
You know what I'm
Don't
saying?
bring
Like
it
what
here.
you know what I'm
We
saying? I'm
don't
like,
need
what
that
the
over
fuck
here.
is that? So it
Right,
was
right,
like,
right.
yo, these cats is doing it like that. Like it wasn't a glorification of niggas doing drive-bys. I'm a lyrical dude. I like to listen to lyrics.
Mhm.
When you sit and you don't listen to the whole shebang, when you hear these cats talking about living the life, listen to the end of the fucking story.
Right. In the
Most
middle
of
of
the
the
time.
story. Not
The
just the
middle,
Most of the
hook. Not
even
just
time.
the even
just
Most
the
of the
hook.
time.
the middle does always be the conflict,
Mm.
but the end results will always tell you exactly how shit ends. Either you're gonna be fucked up dead, or you're gonna be motherfucking locked up in prison. It was
Right.
always the same shit.
Or
But
living with
it's
your head on a
amazing,
swivel.
right? But it's amazing that cats will take the cliff notes of shit and just and live by that shit.
Hmm.
If we
Hmm.
did that shit where Brenda
Hmm.
had a baby, the only thing that we would probably remember is that Brenda was fucking. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Hmm.
So,
That's real talk, man, for real.
right.
No, no,
Listen,
that,
So,
listen,
that,
so,
listen to the whole shit. Listen to the whole shit, man.
so, oh,
That's what I'm saying, man.
I'm not trying to leave you hanging because I know you've been trying to engage me on that. So, I mean, I really don't have like a definitive answer, bro, but I strongly, strongly, strongly believe that it's engineered towards people and towards black people here in America. And I'm gonna tell you kind of why. Like,
Okay.
so think about the I don't know if anybody listening has heard of, I know some of you have, and I know some of the people on this panel have heard of the Willie Lynch letter, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay. There's also been debate on whether or not that is an authentic writing.
Hmm.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
If you don't know what the Willie Lynch letter is, just look it up. Okay. To parallel, there was also, I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of, there was this high level, secretive, Bilderberg ass, Illuminati ass meeting of record executives that supposedly took place in the late 90s to early 2000s
Okay.
that engineered this very thing that we're talking about today.
Interesting.
There's also been debate of whether or not that was authentic. But what I'm saying is there is an influence, right, Deveron? An influence
Absolutely.
of this type of thing within the music. And there has been made a lot of There've been a lot of avenues made for this type of music to be, to be put on the main stage. That's what I was saying about. That's what I was saying about reading that quote from my man Corey and bringing that side of it to the discussion.
I dig it. I dig it. I dig it.
And like some have said, have alluded again, there's a spiritual aspect to it.
I can dig that. I can dig that.
So there can be influences and influencers.
Yeah.
But if we're doing the
influencers.
right things and we're viewing things in the proper way,
Mhm.
then that influence is minimized or eliminated.
Talk that shit in the comments, Deveron. Talk that shit, bro.
But we're not, right? As a
Right.
community, we're not. We are, as a community, letting these things raise our children and influence them from very early ages. Like if I see another little girl twerking on fucking Instagram, you know what I'm saying?
hmm
As a community, we're letting these things that are
Raise your
set out
kids.
against us
Mhm.
raise our children to be base fucking level adults that are unable to have conversations, are unable to disagree and agree to disagree, are unable to de-escalate a situation when they feel disrespected over some bullshit. So that's what we need to look at is how do we, because entertainment is going to be entertainment, right?
Right.
But how do we mold ourselves as a community in a way that it becomes just entertainment and not a playbook to live our lives by? I could give,
hmm
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I can dig
Another
That's the missing piece to me. Like how do we shape our community in a way that is not influenced by, because you can't really, I mean, I'm gonna do something if I think it's gonna be fun, or I'm gonna do something if it's gonna make me money, or I'm gonna do something if it's gonna strengthen my family.
Hmm.
But all the rest of that bullshit, it's just ha ha ha. Cause ain't no
But
fun
see,
if your
but
homies can't have none.
they throw that
Fuck
money
you,
once. See,
nigga.
but once they do, once they throw that money at you, and it seems as though you could
money.
make money doing less. Once they throw that shit out there, just like they throwing that fucking $1 billion fucking lottery ticket that's out there right now, motherfuckers is out there going to get it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the
Yo,
$1 billion.
yeah,
What?
it's
Yeah,
$1 billion.
they
That
You
shit
said
is
better go
Powerball
get
is
your
$1 billion,
motherfucking. Yeah,
right?
$1
Oh
billion
yeah,
dollars,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah,
Billion.
a
A
billion.
billion. You got to play to win,
So
nigga.
you
Yeah,
know,
but
you
So
got
let,
these motherfuckers out here. They got these motherfuckers out here.
You gonna have me run to the
You throwing
7-Eleven after
motherfuckers.
this
Okay,
jump?
prime example.
Bring
The
me a
two,
Tuxedo
uh,
back.
I got
the
you.
two white boys. The ones with
yeah, give me a Powerball and power play.
yeah, the ones with all the
Now you're asking a
tattoos.
little
The
too
ones
much,
with
my
the
guy.
I'm just
weird
saying it from your side though.
carrot top. Who's those dudes? You know what I'm talking about?
but don't be
The
standing
Jamaican,
in line all
was
day
that the
either.
white
Yeah, the white boys. The white boys.
doing the
What about?
reggae music?
Yeah.
Yo,
No, the white
Sure,
boys. Yeah, the white
no.
boys
I,
doing the reggae
oh,
music.
I just want a bottle of
Island
Gatorade
boys.
and a
You know
bag of
what I'm saying?
Doritos. Could you get the
This dude
fuck
Said
out
asked
of
the
the
me to buy
way?
him a
reggae
whole
I'm
ass
just
lottery
saying.
ticket.
You trying to
Oh,
get
come on, my
a
guy.
fucking whole book of scratch offs and shit, nigga. Get
Thank
the
you.
fuck out of
I
my
was
way,
getting,
bro.
I was just getting ready
What
to
happens
say.
when you win? What happens when you win? But I bought the ticket.
No,
You-
no. I mean,
He
I'm
ain't think
trying to
about that. He just
no,
wanted the money. Hell
but
no.
but while
So
you at it,
he can cash app you.
get me some almond M&Ms, okay,
Okay, I can bang with
and
that.
about
I
3
can bang with
scratch
that.
offs, man.
Ladies and
Y'all can
gentlemen,
get them.
Yo, since
Y'all
I'm
can
going
get
to the
those
store,
at a corner
ladies and
store.
Tico, what
gentlemen,
you want? I got
ladies
the
and gentlemen
frosty
of
ice
straight to
Gatorade. I got the
ladies and
taquito.
gentlemen
I got
of straight to
almond M and
tape.
M's. What you want, Tico?
As a
Ain't nobody
prime
ordered no Slurpee.
example of what I was talking about, this is why. 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 You hear me? I was talking some real shit. These niggas done jumped on some motherfucking damn what
He
they
said
niggas
he was
talk
going to
about niggas of chips.
saying?
They
Oh,
talking about
dude,
going
you
to
know
the
what I'm
damn
saying?
store.
You
I
see,
was
Tico, I
Lottery
see that
tickets
Tico is a
Hey,
hating
Tico.
ass dude. I even
Motherfucker,
offered to
dog.
give him something.
Let
He
me
over
tell
here
you, yo.
crying over here.
Let me tell you,
We getting
dog.
ready to get right back to the discussion, but I was
Let me
driving
tell
down
you.
40 the other day and
These
seen a
motherfuckers, these
Powerball
motherfuckers just sat
billboard.
up here, then cashed at each other, then sat there, motherfucker.
And that
They
shit
done said,
said, I've
hey,
never seen
motherfucker,
it say this. That shit said 1.0, nigga.
zero,
Yeah,
1.0
yeah.
As
billion.
in billion, motherfucker.
Billion.
Felicia, go
Yeah.
ahead. That's our Powerball tickets.
Yo, hold up.
There you
Real
go.
talk. Before we
Yo.
jump into the next subject, do you guys play? Have you guys played?
Nah,
I don't play.
I don't play.
None of y'all play?
I mean, yeah, I play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got some tickets yesterday. I ain't
Oh,
even
ho,
gonna
ho.
front
Do you
fuck that,
play regularly or do
Regular?
you play when the
No,
money gets big like this?
no, only when the
niggas
money
crazy.
gets big.
I
You
dig
know,
it.
I'm like, fuck it.
600
Let me just
million.
say, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, when it's like, you know, 30, 40 million, it's like whatever. It's like whatever. You know what I mean? And
Nah, dog.
And that whatever, and
I
that
work for a
whatever, is
company
applicable
that
to whatever's
has.
in their pocket.
I have work for a company that has 600 million, 600, no, 600,000 employees across the world, and they have um lottery pools.
Yeah.
Dog, one of my guilty pleasures right now, honestly, is my millionaire dream home. Where it's on HG, old ass nigga. Watch HGTV, right? And people that win the lottery, whether through scratch offs or whatever, they got millions of dollars, just won millions of dollars, and they get this one dude to help them find their dream home wherever it is. And I just keep every time I watch one of those episodes, I'm like, one of these days, man, I'm going to scratch that ticket, and it's going to be a wrap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You
I
gonna
already
call that
peeped out
man?
my
Call
land. I
that
already
man?
peeped
Call
out
that
of my
man?
land. I'm buying the fucking rocket Cylone, like a whole rocket Cylone and shit.
No bullshit.
Yo, Jonesy, don't forget me when you blow up, yo. If you get that bill, man, you better,
Listen,
you know,
my
man,
guy,
you better still answer the phone when I
got
call.
I got the wife's suite already decked out for you, my guy. All you gotta do is just give me the call. Right? All you gotta
Well,
do
you
is give
gonna
me
be
the
his
call.
wife?
No. Oh, my bad. I called it the wife's suite. The
Pause.
mother-in-law joke. My bad. Mother-in-law.
Hello, pause.
Mother-in-law
Yeah.
joke. The whole
What in
thing.
the
Hello,
world?
pause.
What the
Hello, pause.
going on over there?
My wife just texted me now. I was like, wife, nigga, what you say?
Yeah.
You
My
replacing
bad.
me?
I apologize.
Nigga in Arizona, nigga. That bro.
No bullshit.
Shit, yo, nigga.
Hold on.
So
Can we talk about Elon Musk yet? Because I'm
No, that's
Uh,
why he's.
in a second.
That's
in a
why
second.
he's here.
I've been
That's why he's
scheming to
here.
dig
In a
in that
second.
dude's.
Demon.
Just I got one more example though before we go on. Think about Little Brother, right? Didn't they release? Didn't they have a whole like issue with BET regarding when they put out the minstrel show,
Is that
and
right?
they put out, yeah, they had a whole issue.
because
With BET.
they wouldn't show love in it.
They weren't showing the single "Loving It" off
Yeah.
the minstrel show album, but guess they were showing. You know, it was a overabundance of all the other bullshit that we talked about. But you know, they were looked at as quote
Can't
unquote
wait to see that damn documentary. Thank God.
conscious
Okay.
rappers,
Yeah,
so they
yeah.
weren't getting the airplay.
Yeah.
There was and I'm gonna get off this soapbox, but there has been a deliberate engineering of ratchet shit
Yeah,
geared
ratchetry.
towards the black community
Yeah.
within hip hop, within music, because
I mean,
music
and
is
if
a
y'all
powerful
still
medium.
trying to watch BET and there's a 30-minute show and there's literally 15 minutes of commercials and 15 minutes of content, that's y'all fault. I don't watch that shit no more.
But yeah, but yeah.
That
So
radio will get you. That radio will get you. But yeah,
go
let's
off,
go on, man.
go off.
So I
R.I.P.
really
Take
want
off.
to. Yeah, no bullshit.
God,
Hopefully, the
terrible.
Migos and the family actually.
Yeah, get some closure.
I hope they get some sort of closure for real. Yeah, no
Yeah.
bullshit. They get some sort of closure.
But before you go off, okay. So look, just to set it up so we can, we definitely hope for closure, for the murder of Takeoff. So
We have processes and procedures here.
yeah, exactly.
Clearly,
On Friday, the purchase of Twitter by Elon Musk was completed. Uh, and in the span of him buying Twitter, he fired the CEO. He fired the CFO.
All the
Uh,
major executives. Yep.
all the major,
Everybody
all
asks.
yep, all the major
Let's see
executives.
all the C suites.
Yeah, all the major executives. He, um, you know, p- got rid of the heads of standards and practices. He got rid of the shadow bans. Okay, because look, just today on my on the straight to tape Twitter page, I kept on getting hit and hit and hit with a message from Donald J. Trump about him returning back to Twitter. I had to
Why?
block.
Why does
I had to.
this?
I had to
Why
block
does
him,
this straight to
motherfucker.
tape page? You know
Anyway,
what? I knew
yeah,
I should
no,
never.
no,
You
look,
know why?
look. I had to
You know
block him,
why? You know
motherfucker.
why?
Leave
You
Shut
Twitter
know
up.
up
why?
in your
I
ass.
You know
yo, I
why?
had to block
Golly.
because I follow we follow everybody as it relates to Twitter, whether we agree or disagree, so we can see what the
Right.
fuck they talking about. And but this was before Elon. And now, and now after Elon, he just today he just fired, he just dissolved the board of directors. Okay,
Oh,
Yep. Yep.
everything is reporting
Yep.
to him. Within hours of him taking over, nigger
oh,
was trending. Okay,
Nigga, nigga,
Yeah.
nigga,
ER
nigga, nigga.
was
oh,
Oh,
oh.
I
was
can
was
Yeah.
say
trending.
nigga on Twitter
Yeah,
now.
was trending.
Nigga,
Yeah.
nigga,
And
nigga,
look,
nigga, 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 nigger.
and look, and personally,
Oh,
personally
Oh,
on
it's
my
stupid as
on my
fuck, yo.
personal Twitter feed, a corny ass comedian that I have not seen since 2020, a motherfucker by the name of Terrence K. Williams, popped up on my Twitter feed. And
Yo,
I had
that
to block
dude.
that shit because I hate that chicken
Perry
eating
gets
motherfucker.
excited. Perry
Okay,
gets
I
excited
hate him.
about Twitter.
I hate him.
yeah,
All
really.
right.
Yeah,
Politics
that
and
Yo,
dude. Yeah,
let me
wrestling.
that
tell you. Let me
dude.
tell you
Yeah, he
something. Let
mad
me
Oh,
tell you
yes,
corny.
something.
sir,
Oh,
man.
oh,
So,
before,
oh,
before you get on your joint, man. Let me tell you something. Audience, I want you all to go back,
Audience.
archive our shows. Listen to the words that come out of my motherfucking mouth. I have told you all this.
I
I have
told
told you.
y'all.
I have told y'all, but y'all continue to keep thinking that my motherfucking conspiracy shit is fucking on some blah blah blah. I have told y'all. I told y'all this whole Kanye shit was a fucking ploy because I read, yo, why would he go to Elon and Elon was like, yo, I forgive you. You back on Twitter. If he hadn't already said, bam, I already bought this shit. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. All, yo, I can't go really deep
Can
into this shit. All I'm
can we
just
just
saying
talk
is thank
about
you, Tom
Eh,
Hanks, for your blood, for saving us for the
I mean,
coronavirus.
so,
you know what? Can we just can
Yeah.
I just talk
Thank,
about
thank you, Tom Hanks, for your
before we
blood.
let O out the gate?
No, go ahead, do your thing.
Can I just talk about the fact that I do not give two flying fucks that white people can say nigger on Twitter? Like, I don't care. Y'all don't scare me. I'm not fucking scared of you. And if you were here with me, would never say that shit to my face. And if you did, then I mean, it's not a flex at all. It's not a flex. It doesn't hurt my fucking feelings. Say it if you
that's
want to. You
not
can
the
say it
problem.
on Twitter,
Okay,
but you are the
yeah,
ones that will be researched and your
yeah.
company shut down and you lose your job in the human resources department at a large, medium-sized bank and shit. I don't care.
Look, for me, it's about information and the right information going unchecked. Oh, the floor.
I think that a lot of people don't recognize that, regardless of what Elon would have you to believe, Elon is a bore. Okay, a bore, and I want you to research that word. Elon was born in Pretoria, South Africa.
Yep.
South Africa did not get rid of apartheid until 1994, April 27th of 1994.
Yep.
Elon Musk is from that Boer camp. And if you research the Boer, that is the closest thing to far right, radical, KKK, white supremacist type of organizations in South Africa.
Yep.
So hearing this that he would allow this to happen is nowhere close to surprising to me.
So
Nowhere close to
I need to
surprising.
ask a clarifying question.
Yeah.
Is that this is the nigger word is what we're focusing on,
No.
but this ban has been what the media is focusing on.
I think
We are
the
the
media is
media.
focusing on the N word at this. Well, I think the
Right.
media is focusing on the foolishness of it all because he
Right.
wants to quote unquote open up doors of
But
free speech, right?
did he open their door and not open our door?
Expound on that.
Simple question. They can say what they want to. Can we fucking say what we want to?
And actually, it's interesting that you say that. Okay.
Because I don't do Twitters. Perry's a Twitter
Okay.
expert.
Yeah, yeah.
There's
So
really no mean words you can say to white folks. I
so
mean, like peckerwood. Like, what the fuck is a
okay.
peckerwood?
So like I said, my main thing,
This ain't Twitter, Tico.
my main thing
My
is
bad.
about balance of information. So last week, Paul Pelosi, the husband of the of the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, well, I mean, he got ran up on by an attacker at his crib, all right, with a hammer. And throughout the weekend,
Information wasn't coming out, and Elon posted some bullshit.
he posted a conspiracy that the attacker and Elon were in there together in their underwear. They knew each other, or that the dude was a male prostitute. Okay, which one?
What?
Hillary, thank you. Hillary Clinton had sent out a post, and then Elon, being the new
Replied to it.
director,
Yes,
replied
sir.
to it as a fact checker with this, rumor, with this misinformation that was debunked yesterday by the by the police as they gave their report of of what happened, which was guy broke into the house with a hammer, caught Paul Pelosi while he was asleep, tied him up, planned on holding him there until Nancy Pelosi, who was in DC, came home. So that he could
I got
beat
the
Nancy Pelosi with the head
I
over
think
the head.
I think it's extremely important that the listeners know exactly how that transpired so they get the full context, right? Because if you just hear all you're hearing is just this dude posted a post about Pelosi's husband being gay and some gay dude came in the house and some shenanigans occurred, but that's not really what happened. So it says the Justice Department released a criminal complaint filed against David Wayne the Poppy. That's the criminal's name, right? Said the man alleged to have assaulted Speaker allegedly. Yes, I don't want to get anybody sued. Allegedly came to attack Speaker Pelosi's husband, Paul, on Saturday night. The Poppy was charged with violating 18 U.S. Code subsection 115, influence, impeding, and retaliating against a federal official by threatening or injuring family members, and 18 U.S. Code subsection 120 of kidnapping. Now, the criminal complaint tells another story entirely. The Poppy, a 42-year-old conspiracy theorist, who lived in a garage and routinely spread right-wing anti-Semitic hoaxes online, broke into the residence with Mr. Pelosi while he was asleep. Upon being Mirandized, the Poppy freely said to the police that he went to the home with zip ties, tape, and rope, and a hammer, prepared to detain and injure Speaker Pelosi. Mr. Pelosi managed to call 911, but the Poppy didn't leave because, as he told the arresting officers, much like the American founding fathers with the British, he was fighting against tyranny without the option of surrender. When the police arrived and told the Poppy to drop the hammer, he instead turned around and beat him over the head several times with the hammer instead. So that's what happened. Only for your man, Elon Musk, to know these are the facts, because this has come out prior to him posting the shit, and said, well, instead, I'm just going to post about this gay conspiracy. He then later took it down, but only because, or excuse me, I should say, only after it had been liked and retweeted almost 100,000 times.
So it's
They've
already
asked-
out
They're
there.
It's
they're
already out
creating these
there.
monsters. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
But
like you're in court and the judge is like, jury, disregard those remarks. They already heard the fucking remarks. How are they going to disregard them?
And just a sidebar, okay? Just a sidebar. I'm not gonna go down this rabbit hole. However,
You're
okay.
already there.
However, they told him to put the hammer down. He turned around.
They ain't shoot him.
He continued to beat Paul Pelosi, and he is
They ain't
still
shoot him.
alive.
yeah.
They ain't shoot him. They ain't shoot him. But you know how that's a
Mhm.
proper way to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
That situation is a little
saying,
murky. But
saying, you know?
anyway.
Yeah.
How do we combat? Like,
Some
what's
Steven
the?
Seagal shit, man.
How do we combat this? Do
How
we
do we com-
combat it, or do we just let that be do we exit Twitter and let that be
Oh.
the sea of swill that it is?
That's not. It won't
I-
work.
Going to turn
Well,
into?
let me tell you my plan when it comes to Twitter. Okay,
I ain't leaving Twitter.
I
Oh,
am
word, you
staying
paying
on.
$8?
I
You paying
well,
$8?
one, hold on. I'm staying on Twitter until they kick me off for something that I say about Elon Musk. I'm staying on Twitter for that reason and that reason alone. Okay,
So you on a
And
mission?
He on
Pretty
a, he on a
much, yeah.
mission. He on a
Pretty
mission to get this motherfucker
on a
rich.
Would you
You
like
on a
some
mission.
He gonna pay
champagne
that
for your
$8.
campaign?
pretty much. Okay,
He gonna pay that.
That's- that's-
He
that's
gonna
my
pay that
that's my
$8.
goal.
I see.
That's
He
my
gonna pay that
goal on Twitter. Okay, I want to get kicked off. Okay, I want to have a good reason. I want them to give me a good reason.
I think you should. I
why
think you
get
should
kicked
start a
off.
hashtag. I
Mm.
think you should
Think,
start a
yo,
hashtag, Barry.
Oh,
But
what do you think about? What do you think about
That's a good
this
idea.
nigga? What do you
Kid.
think about
That's
this
a good idea,
motherfucker
kid.
and him and
That's why
Steven
I'm social media
Spielberg
manager.
getting together, haggling about the price of fucking damn Twitter? What do you think about that?
Steven Spielberg.
Yes,
What's
Steven
going-
where,
what is
where'd you hear
happening
that?
Ah. Thank you,
here? Nigga,
Tom
was
Hanks.
it in the news?
Yes.
Because
Thank
if
you,
it
Tom
wasn't
Hanks.
if it wasn't reported
Yes.
by a reliable source, and you are doing what they do.
My man.
Thank you,
Exactly.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there we
think one
go.
of the
I've never
weirdest,
told
one of
you
the
anything
wildest
wrong.
things, though, at this
Never
point
said anything
is
wrong.
why advertisers have not pulled back from Twitter, knowing Elon's history, because this is what he's done. He's
As
always
pop-
been a troll, a clown, done
Mhm.
stuff similar to this.
Mhm.
And then after dismissing
He
his
was
whole
that he was
board,
that kid that nobody wanted to play with. 'Cause
but
he was
that's
an asshole.
come on, dog. And that's thank you. That's exactly what it is. Because he
He's an
builds this
asshole.
story of he tells this story of him growing up as a quote unquote weirdo that nobody liked.
But he's
and
on the spectrum,
life
right?
now
He
is the
says
re-
he's on the spectrum. He grew up as a loner, and now
What
his
the hell is a loner? Oh, what the hell is a loner?
his spot his
that
his,
nobody
uh,
liked him as
his
a child.
smarts got him all this money, and now he's doing real asshole shit. Like it's a classic story, y'all.
Yeah,
It's a
pretty
classic
much.
story.
But I'm still trying to wonder why
What
the
you gonna do?
advertisers haven't pulled out after you've already
Because what
because
are you
this is
gonna
part of the
do?
thing. I mean, but think about it.
'Cause it's
Twitter runs
Because
on
it's Elon
advertising
Musk.
dollars.
It's because it's fucking Elon Musk,
What are you
yo.
gonna
That's
do?
the
Nah,
only
dog.
reason.
Nah,
That
you
should
gonna
be a
do?
bigger reason.
Kanye,
That should be a bigger
the
reason.
artist formerly known
No.
as Kanye West lost $1 fucking billion
Oh, he'll be
dollars
right back. He'll be
in
back.
less than
He'll be
20.
back.
He will, but that's not the point I'm making. He lost $1 billion, a billion, for his singular person view on a certain group of people. This dude has come in and bought this social media platform with close to how many billion? Close to a
40,
billion.
like 44.
Like 40 is around
44 million?
Yeah,
I think it's
Sort of
44 million active
yeah,
users per day or something
Yeah.
like that.
active users per day,
Mhm.
and ripped all of the security
guardrails,
and
yeah, for all that shit,
guardrails
yeah.
away, allowing people to say that singular view that Ye had proliferated over and over and over and over again on his platform. And these same fucking companies that pulled their deals from Ye last week are still fucking sitting up there on Twitter.
and
It's
it
only been a week. It's only been a
and,
week.
and it makes any potential purchase of Ye purchasing Parlor moot. why should you even purchase Parler?
RPG,
You know?
You ain't
RPG,
got to.
RPG, RPG was trying to tell cats to stop that shit, yo.
Right.
And that's one of the largest
And
advertising firms that's you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying that's out there. They were trying to
and
tell
good old
cats.
Donnie just last week said, nah, he gonna stay on his little pissy ass platform that he created once he got kicked off of Twitter.
Well,
Why did he go
Elon
to
Yeah,
public.
Parlor
because
again?
Well,
it's Twitter's
Truth
what
Social. Yeah.
Go ahead,
yeah.
go ahead.
Well,
I'm sorry, okay.
Elon already. You good, man? Elon already said publicly that one, he doesn't have any plans. He quote unquote doesn't have any plans on bringing Donald Trump back. And two, even though he's let go of that whole team that actually does the monitoring for Twitter, that there are still quote unquote social standards that apply while on Twitter. They do not
You
tolerate
can't talk
hate
about
speech in
Elon
any
Musk.
form.
That's probably it.
But at the same time, you can't publicly say that and still have the CEO and current owner of Twitter posting quote unquote anti-Semitic stuff, posting these conspiracy theories, and think that nobody's watching. Now, people are
Well,
up
yeah,
in
that's
arms now
wordplay
because
there
it's the
too.
Mm.
Because
but
I, I
people are up in arms because it's
But
the
let's
news cycle right now. But
Mm.
when are
right.
folks going to actually start taking action? Is the
but
real
let's but
question.
let's think of but let's think of this as business, okay? Let's think of this as business. Let's
Mhm.
think of this as Ted Turner just bought fucking, you know what I'm saying, a couple of stations, right? We all know that this right here, there's a niche,
Hmm.
right? There's a niche. Let's take our fucking feelings out of this bullshit and let's think of what it is. It's a fucking business, right? There's a whole fucking niche there that he could make a shitload of fucking money off of, regardless of the recklessness of whatever, right? That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line of the business, right? Is to make money, is to make, you know what I'm saying, to be able to take this and make a change. What we want a change. You feel me? As a people, we see this and we like, oh shit, this will change the dynamics of our comfort of the shit that we're used to. But it's not because we're already used to that bullshit. We're just used because they took that shit out for a little bit, right? They took that shit out for a little bit and we were comfortable enough to be like, okay, well, they snatching all the shit that ain't real. They taking that shit out. We cool. Boom. I come in, I buy the shit, I'm fucking up. Oh ho, I say nothing, I do shit. Next thing you know, I got Twitter. It is what it is. It's a business, right? There's a whole niche for this shit, son. It'd be the
I think it's
same
just a
thing.
flex, man.
Nah, man.
Yeah,
It'd be the
I
I
same.
think
think
It'd
I
it's
be
a
the
think it's just
same.
a
flex. I
flex.
agree.
It'll be this.
I,
Nah, man. Nah,
I
I
agree.
think
look,
it's a
bro.
flex.
It's a
Yeah.
whole. I feel you. I feel you on the flex situation. I feel you on that. But
There's
let's
definitely an
not think
example.
that even though Ted Turner had bought motherfucking damn what was it TNT, even though he motherfucking damn colorized all Casablanca, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker still had motherfucking wrestling on that bitch because he knew that motherfucking wrestling would motherfucking pay for that nigga colorizing all these black and white motherfucking movies. Yo, stop fucking with me. Yo, it's
I don't
life,
Look, yeah,
think
man.
I
nigga,
don't
sorry.
think
No,
that
no,
Elon
no,
Musk is
no. Because
doing
when
that
he
stuff.
no, because when he sold that shit to Time Warner, that wrestling shit didn't matter because the shit got kicked off.
That
I
was
was getting
Time
ready to
Warner
say,
though. That
yeah,
was
he
Time Warner.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
Time Warner.
Don't get me on
When
that wrestling
Ted had
shit,
it,
bro.
when Ted had it, it was a strong.
No, I
Because
I
he
think
he knew where
that
his bread was buttered. So
I think he's a rich ass brat that bought
Facts.
Twitter
Facts.
definitely that.
um to
mhm.
Facts.
fucking troll.
Facts.
And
Yep.
He
the
bought
only
he
way
bought it
that
as a
is
flex, man. He bought
right,
it as a
Yep.
flex.
absolutely. And
Because people
for
are talking
him
about
to
how much money
say
he's going to make off of it. But don't forget,
it's
Twitter,
not
there's always been a question about Twitter's profitability for
right.
Exactly.
years. Niggas
Absolutely.
wasn't
Exactly.
making money off no
Absolutely.
fucking Twitter.
Well,
He just bought
Yeah.
the shit because, like, well, niggas can't
You
talk on
will.
Twitter the way
Yeah.
they want to
You
talk.
will.
I
You
want to
And
be
be
I,
able to
paying
do
that
some wild
$8.
shit. I'm going
Your
to
and
buy
ass
it
it's
will
so I
be
can do
funny.
paying
some
that
wild
eight
shit.
dollars if you
It's
want to
funny you
be on
say
it.
that because
Your ass will pay
it's
that
gonna
eight
be
dollars if you want to
interesting.
be on it.
It's
you
gonna
mean
be interesting to see how those content creators that are currently monetizing from Twitter, how this shit is going to affect them shortly down the road.
and
Um,
the $20 and
and the
proposed
$20 to pay.
$20 a month for to be verified
Yeah.
to have your blue check.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
yeah,
$20 a month for that motherfucking blue check.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
It's gonna be
All
wild.
this,
Um,
It's gonna be wild.
the
Oh, and
wordplay. The
they're about
wordplay.
to get rid of Perry's favorite links up on that shit.
What?
You know, all the creators that link you to their OnlyFans, they're about to get. Elon said there's no place on Twitter for any of those people. All of them are gone. So Perry,
Perry,
you're gonna have to look.
Perry,
Damn.
damn,
Perry, you're gonna have
Perry.
to look somewhere else.
That's fucked up,
Damn,
Perry.
P.
And you know Perry like he like amputee he like amputee small people. So
Listen,
yeah.
Perry told because of Perry. I went on. Perry was like, "Well, go on Twitter and see if it looks different to you than it did a couple of days ago." I was like, "Perry, I don't really be on Twitter, but okay." I go on and I see my friend has posted some disgusting pornographic reposted some disgusting pornographic material. Has that always been on Twitter?
Yep.
But it was like literally the first thing that was on my feed when I popped up. And
Yep.
I don't not be on Twitter,
Yep.
but I've never opened my
Yep.
Twitter app and there been DIP
Yep.
right there in my face.
Yep. Uh-huh.
I normally have somebody has to send me a link and I go look at the link, but it's never been like right there.
Boom, that dick in the morning. Ah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know.
I don't know what's going on.
Look,
over
I
there,
haven't even
but-
checked my Twitter. I haven't checked my Twitter since last year. So this will be very
Mm.
interesting.
Yeah, go like I said, go in and check and see.
But I just want to
how
make
it
Yes,
this
Trent.
this point
Perry
real
has
quick.
some weird proclivities. Yes, Trent. He has. Some
Yeah, yeah. Let's not go there. I'm sorry, I didn't even brought it up. But I just want to make this point about how motherfuckers talk to us like our hands are screwed on backwards. That's one of my pet peeves, right? So Musk says that he's not going to bring Trump back, but nigga, when you remove the shadow bans,
Facts.
Bingo.
Trump is back.
Bingo.
You might not have sent the nigga an invite. Hey,
Facts.
Trump, come on back
Bingo.
to Twitter.
And you know what?
But if you
look,
remove the shadow bans, then he's back.
if you look, if Donald Trump is going to be back on Twitter, bring back Corey Holcomb on Twitter, okay? Bring back Curtis Scoons on Twitter, okay? If you're going to be fair about this bullshit, be fair
Nigga
about
said
this
Corey
bullshit,
Holcomb.
Well,
okay?
they should be back. Maybe they don't know. Call them and tell them, Perry, because if they were
I
shadow
might-
banned,
I'll
that
check
was,
with Corey.
that was gone.
Look, I'll check.
The
with
shadow
Corey.
ban is gone.
See,
Just
let me tell you,
shoot him a text and tell him like, "Hey, check your Twitter. I
She
think you
said,
can get
shoot
in
him a
now."
text.
Shoot him a text. Oh, let me tell you. Look, I don't know if y'all know this. So in China, there's this like social media like credit system, right? So if you do good
I
things,
thought that was just a movie.
no.
Tico.
This is real shit. So you do good things,
That was in Picard.
your credit score goes up or whatever.
This is the episode of Picard.
Word, nah, bro. I don't know.
Yes, yes, it is. It is
I
in
don't
the
know.
fucking
I don't watch
episode.
that
A
shit.
couple episodes of
I
Picard.
haven't seen that shit. Well, evidently this is what they fucking talking about. Yeah,
Oh,
damn it.
Lord.
Evidently it
First
started
of
in
all,
China.
First
You
of
know
all,
what I'm
you
saying?
haven't seen Picard. That's get
Oh,
get right, bro. But go ahead, make your point. I'm
Well,
sorry.
I'm just saying this whole credit thing. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
is
even
about
hear
to
the
be
rest of
some-
the conversation.
It's
'cause
about
he
to be
said
some
he hasn't
global
seen
shit.
Picard.
This shit is about to be able
Right.
it's about to stop you from like, how you are to get houses, to get car loans, to get, you know what I'm saying, all this shit.
So you think he's about to get that deep in it?
It's about to be that deep over here. You best believe it. It's about to be that deep over here. And then and your social status, your social being, or how you be in this world to come is gonna be about determines
Word of
about
what?
I don't know. I
Oh,
just say it.
Hella pause. I wasn't even gonna say nothing. I was gonna let it ride, but you know what?
too late. Too late.
What
Keisha
did I
caught
say?
it.
What did I say? What did I
Keisha
say?
caught it.
What
I
did
wasn't
say?
gonna say a word.
Rob, you're supposed to be smooth and just let it roll, dog.
What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? Well, fuck it.
You said
You know,
world of come.
Word to come. Word to come.
World of girl.
Wow.
Back in the day. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Back what I was talking about. So look.
I'm trying to redirect y'all.
So look, for real. This social media, this whole social income thing. Why would you pay $8 to be on Twitter? When the younger cats really don't give a shit because Twitter to them they'll murk off to something else, but it'll be like
That's right.
our kids' Facebook, right? So you know what I'm saying. So why wouldn't it move towards that way? Why wouldn't it move towards that way?
I'm just paying $8 a month to watch my TV shows. I'm not paying $8 a month to be on nobody's social
Facts.
media.
That's
If that is what
facts.
it comes to, and if Twitter starts it, then it'll leak through the rest of the social media platforms. We just gonna be having parties at my
or
house twice a week.
or
Pretty
or
much.
it'll force people to spin off to other social media platforms like Twitter that will be, that will be on the come up, like
I'm
tribal
going back to
social.
MySpace.
Or
Y'all meet me
Yeah,
at
motherfuckers
like
go,
MySpace.
or,
tribal
or
social.
yeah, or motherfuckers go back to doing what we used to do, like meet each other outside.
Hmm
Oh,
There's
they ain't
that.
Or
happening.
my, I
They
mean,
ain't, they
like,
ain't happening
just
no
meet me
more.
at my,
Period.
Ain't nobody doing
meet
that
me at
shit.
They ain't
MySpace.
doing
I
that.
don't know about
Yeah,
that.
oh,
Meet
still
That's
me,
ain't
big
nobody
meet me
dreams,
at
doing
my
that.
guy.
MySpace.
That's
Oh,
big
shit,
dreams.
ain't
Ain't nobody
nobody
And
doing that
Black
no
doing
more.
that.
Black Page. What is it? Black Pages?
Black
People?
Planet.
Black Planet.
Black
Bla-
Planet,
Meet me at
Black
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 Planet.
Black
Planet.
page
And
Old enough to
Black
know damn
pages is
Black Planet.
something completely
Black Pages
different.
is something totally different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Key.
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah,
never
you
been
might
yeah,
you
there.
might
yeah,
you might want to pause your camera on that one, Key.
yeah. Uh-huh.
That's some old. That's some
I'm in the
yeah,
corner of shame.
Yeah,
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much. Yeah. Yep. Mhm.
What?
Well,
Mhm.
motherfuckers still giving you messages to your Yahoo account.
Oh shit.
Your
My mother still
AOL.
uses Yahoo. Leave that shit alone, my
Your
guy.
AOL. I have a Yahoo. Some of my stuff
I
is
do
still
too.
connected
Yeah.
to it.
And y'all using them?
I
Oh
don't
yeah.
remember that shit.
Mm-mm.
I don't
Man,
remember that shit. Yo.
Look,
I
I
don't
mean,
remember
only
that.
for
I, u-
accounts and stuff.
I use mine for other things. It's just
I mean, it's a
You see
trash
what
email.
this
It's a
thing? You see
trash
what this
email
Pam,
account. Like when you
Pam,
subscribe to stuff,
shut
and
up,
you know what I
shut up.
mean.
where's
You use it
Pam?
for your clandestine meetings. I get you,
Exactly.
my guy. I know
Yeah,
what
that
time it
too.
is.
Yo, that's only what that motherfucker LimeWire, that nigga LimeWire, that like nigga
That's how
LimeWire,
niggas get
shit
caught,
is.
by the
That
way.
nigga email to sell some LimeWire,
Hell yeah.
I know.
albums
They
and
still
shit.
got Hotmail?
Make sure you cut that
Yeah,
part out at the end
Hotmail.
because I don't want my wife
I
knowing
think
about
it's
no
AIM. I think it's
clandestine use
AIM
of my
now. I think
Yahoo.
Hotmail turned to
I
AIM
thought
or some
Hotmail
shit.
was like MSN now or something.
I work on the edit on that. All right. Oh, so
Thank you,
Oh,
sir. I
all right.
appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Y'all crazy, man.
We got to go. I got to pack.
Oh,
Yo, no
my
I
bullshit.
still
Be
got
with y'all
this
tomorrow.
AOL. I can still got this AOL disc. Tico, that's what my mom would tell you. I still got this
I
AOL.
But
actually
look,
have one just for comedy purposes. I do have an AOL disc.
Oh,
you
it's
can't
for
use
comedy purposes.
You
purposes.
can't
Okay.
use that.
I mean,
Do you even have a computer that you can stick a disc in?
that's why it's for comedy
That's why
purposes.
it's
Smart ass. You try to
He-
clown me and shit.
Rob
That's
is a
what-
lie. He still be on AIM talking to them chicks.
I don't even have a fucking working disc player in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
I think I have an
I still
external around here, so a USB external around here somewhere.
I still
Don't
got
know
my
where it
two-way
is.
pager, nigga. My Motorola two-way, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
What in the world? I just
Man,
pulled
look,
out. Okay.
pulled out, pause.
Yeah,
Anyway,
exactly.
look, ladies and gentlemen, another great episode of Straight to Tape. Remember, you can catch Straight to Tape here on Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube,
We
on
didn't get to it,
Facebook.
Trent.
Huh?
So
Go
what did
ahead,
Trent
P.
want us to talk
Oh.
about?
Kyrie. Go ahead, P. Go ahead.
Oh.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Facebook Live and YouTube, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch. Audio version Straight to Tape, remember, can be found on your favorite podcasting platform. Remember, it's powered by Acast. Make sure you're following us on our social media platforms, Facebook, IG, and Twitter, because we ain't going anywhere, Elon. We ain't going anywhere. I
Perry.
know I ain't going anywhere.
Now
Sorry,
Perry.
I apologize.
Perry.
Well, no, I
Perry.
ain't getting up.
Here, hold on. Hold on a minute. Hold on.
What?
Hold on. You get C. Perry Eliezer kicked off of
Exactly.
Twitter.
No,
You
no.
don't get Straight to Tape kicked
I'm
off
not
of
getting
Twitter.
Straight to Tape kicked off of Twitter. Okay, I'm only working on
Felicia.
mine.
All I know
Okay,
is I ain't fucking with you. You got enough to kill my mama. I mean, to kill me and keep my mama quiet. So,
Oh, God.
And
so
I don't.
say
This discussion isn't going to affect the delivery of my Amazon packages.
No,
no,
that's Bezos.
That's Bezos.
They
That's
friends. They
Bezos.
friends. They
Bezos.
friends.
Lord.
They're friends.
That's
I'm
Bezos.
sure.
Yo,
I'm
Rob.
sure they're friends.
Look
Yes,
out.
sir.
Rob. Yo,
Yes,
money.
sir.
Show some love to the comment section.
Man, listen, bro. Listen. First of all, y'all crazy as hell on this panel. That's let's get that out of the way first. But anyway, man, just wanted to make sure I show some love to everybody that rocked with Straight to Tape tonight. And, thank you for making us your favorite podcast and all that good stuff, man. And keep rocking with us because we got some stuff in store for y'all for the remainder of the year. But in the comment section on the check-in, we have my man, Reg that dude early. Also, my man Champ on the check-in. Daniel Allen, what's up? Harold Nance. My sis Terry Ann, what's up, girl? Latarsha S on the check-in. Also, we had Candy in the building. Jerry Long. Jerry Long was checking in from YouTube. Had my man Jay Burke in the building. Also, as always, the homie Deveron. Got to send a special shout out to Marquita. She joined us. Also, CC Adams, Joan Shar in the building. My man Trent. Also in the reacts, we had Devin, the homie Devin, showing up. Devin Cofield. What's up? What's up, Devin?
Hey,
Listen again, man. Thank y'all for joining your favorite podcast. We love y'all. Keep rocking out with us.
Yo. Oh, we definitely want to thank you for coming through the Straight to Tape.
I bullied him into being on today.
She kind of did. She's aggressive that way.
But yo, man, look.
All I know is when you talk to O, you better have some encyclopedias.
Yeah, but look, tell the folks
I hate your goofy ass.
Tell the folks where they can find
He that nigga on in Living Color. Mixed with the T.I. impersonator.
That motherfucker be like, it's I'll be like, what the word? Hold on, let me get the E. I got to get the E. I be flamming through the pages. E. How do you spell that word?
The carbohydrates.
Yeah,
the gastrointestinal rectitude. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
you understand
Rob,
what I'm saying? It elevates itself into
if not ingested correctly,
into the pattern buffer. Into the pattern buffer as we transport.
I will see you
the fluctuations that y'all
I will see you at the end of the month.
I smell the fluctuation. I smell the fluctuation, my brother.
Family.
But if you smell the fluctuation, it may turn into infatuation.
Woo!
As we rotate our shield frequencies, you understand what I'm saying? You feel me?
Oh, tell the people where they can find you at, my
These
brother.
motherfuckers. Family, I want to say thank you for taking the time out, having me on the show. I really appreciate it. Can't say thank you enough, even though Keisha kind of did against her.
Froze.
I enjoy it. I want to say thank you on behalf of myself from the In the Black podcast. The In the Black podcast is a podcast dedicated to covering the current events and social issues going on in your Black world and covering it all from three grown-ass men who know if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. You can check us out on all of the major platforms, anywhere that YouTube, Twitter, all those different places. And you can check out our past episodes of our show at www.intheblackpodcast.com. So, yeah, come on over. Check us out.
Yo, definitely look them up. Definitely subscribe, like all that stuff, man. Follow these guys, man. They're definitely a great follow.
You know what I want? Hold up before you do that. Before you
go ahead.
My wife is listening. I want to make sure to at least do one thing before I get out.
Okay.
For all the folks that have been listening and watching and following Straight to Tape, I want to make sure that in any way that you guys can support these folks monetarily. I don't want to mince words.
Oh Lord, he came on here asking for money.
No, all bullshit aside, because strong independent Black media is extremely rare. I'm not talking about the Roland Martins of the world, the folks that you see on MSNBC, all that shit. I'm talking about real strong independent Black media that doesn't have to kowtow to folks, talks that real talk, and continues to be authentic. It's hard to find, and you guys are one of those folks. So in any way that if you kicking it with them, any way that you can support them, I implore you, do that. It helps to keep the lights on and keep stuff like this happening.
Man, we appreciate that, bro.
Definitely.
Well, I appreciate that strongness, brother, because you know what I'm saying. The other day we was all together, and I just got raped in jail. I almost got raped in jail. These niggas take Monopoly real seriously out this mother.
Thank you, King. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. Okay. All right.
Look at you still talking. He's still
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Look,
you
look.
know,
Still talking.
and I thought we were going to be able to go an entire episode, Key, without you doing that. All right.
Yeah,
So,
man.
Hold on.
uh,
They had a
Watch this.
rule in the
Yeah.
back on the
go
nigga.
ahead, go ahead.
He's still talking. He's
Yeah.
still talking.
I'm waiting for him to finish. I can see him. I can see him. Anyway, bye y'all. Me and Bestie are going to New York
Get
tomorrow.
Right,
that
right.
We're gonna
out
be there until next
Who you
Tuesday.
going to see? Who you going to see?
We don't really have any strong plans. You know what I'm saying? We are going to see on Friday. We're going to see Robert Glasper.
Mm, who's going to be with him? Who's going to be with him? Or who's supposed to be with him?
Don't you do that,
He ain't going to say nothing. You talking, baby. Go ahead.
Bilal
He gonna have a hat on.
and
Hope that
Yasin
nigga have a
Bey.
hat on. Hope that nigga have a
Ooh.
hat on.
What?
So I
What?
will say that if you happen upon, if you like scroll through live Bilal performances between here and DC, I think I've seen him at the Black Cat a few times years ago. You definitely will hear me hollering.
Bala?
Hear
With in a couple.
Black Cat in DC, Bilal. I think I saw him in Charlotte a couple of times. I've seen him
Look,
here at home a
look,
couple of times. If I'm
me and
there,
Key went to
you'll
go see
hear
that
me
motherfucker, yo.
in the
Me and
live
Key,
in the live.
me and Key went to go
However,
see that motherfucker, yo. That
with
motherfucker, yo,
this
he had no hair on his head.
addition of
And they were bald headed.
Yasin Bey,
Mhm.
FKA Most Def,
He
I
wasn't young,
think
but
that Felicia and I probably will get kicked out.
no,
Did y'all
that I
hear?
believe.
And
Yeah, and
That I
which was
believe. That
which
The
that I
was
only
believe.
thing that is probably gonna save me is that I'm being fancy and I'm wearing high heel shoes, which I haven't done in months and months and months.
You a
So I
fool.
have to
you'll
be
see
You are a
I have to be
you
fool.
will
slow
look
about
You
it.
are a fool.
you will
Are a
still get
fool.
you will still get kicked out if you haven't checked out the Black Star cut on the West Side Guns album 10. Check it out. Complete
Absolutely.
fire.
So
Keisha gonna
that's the
have it.
only
And
hard. That's the only hard and
yes.
fast plans we have. We're gonna try to catch Michael Jackson the musical, but if
Uh-huh.
you are, if we're friends, or you want to hit
Mhm.
the straight to tape inbox with different little tidbits that we can do. We like to eat and we like culture. So
Nice, nice,
hit us
nice.
up
where's this gonna be?
And not in that order.
in New York.
Okay.
All right.
The
And
show's at the Blue Note, and we're staying in an Airbnb in Brooklyn.
I love the Blue Note.
A
Love the Blue Note.
Airbnb in
Um,
Brooklyn.
Look,
Uh,
and yo, your
uh,
man C. Perry the second and Rob the Actual.
uh,
We will be out and about for homecoming, North Carolina Central University. I know I know the Smoking Eagles got a smoke set going on Friday at the house, sponsored by our man Joe Biggs. Shouts out to Joe Biggs. Shouts out to Kim Caudle. Uh,
No doubt.
you know, you see, if you see your peoples out on the yard, just come up, dap us up, say hello,
I
say
miss my
hello and all
homecoming.
that. All right.
well, due to
Uh,
the simple fact that my black ass hadn't been invited by Perry and Rob to go to homecoming, I'll be home listening to coloring books on tape. Um,
Um,
so just if
shut
you
your ass
feel
up
anything,
because you already know and you always are at homecoming anyway, and you know where we set up for our tailgate. So shut the fuck up and come
woo,
on out.
woo,
All right.
Look,
I
ladies and
mean, yeah, he was
gentlemen,
talking like he won't gonna be there.
Right.
thank you,
Right.
ladies and gentlemen.
Flying drones and shit.
we out. Enjoy the rest of your week. Got an
coloring books on tape.
got an
That shit is
excellent
hilarious,
show
man.
for next week. Check out check out our social media platforms so you can see what's going on with next week's show. But ladies and gentlemen,
Yo,
we are out as
Happy
always.
National Native American
happy,
Month.
exactly.
Oh, and I almost forgot. Early voting stops on Saturday. Okay.
Yep.
If you
Definitely.
haven't already gone out and do your
Make sure you
thing,
do
do
it.
your
Yes,
thing.
indeed.
You know what my favorite hashtag for this show is it let's
If you
get
smell
active.
like if you're a vaginal actress, really like
Thank you.
You
Who
know
did that?
my favorite,
Oh, you got to it quicker than me.
my favorite hashtag on this show is let's get active. Okay. So you got between now and you got Saturday and then you got next Tuesday. Okay. It's an important year, man. As always, let's get active. We'll see
Don't
y'all
laugh
next
at him.
week.
Don't laugh at him. Over.
No, no, man, don't.
Sorry.
Don't,
I'm
don't,
sorry.
don't. We out.
Thank you.
Peace.
Shit.
You got one more second.